Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhuscha Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. O Lord, Thou art my mother, Thou art my father, Thou art my friend and companion, Thou my loving, Thou my caring, Thou art all in all, O Lord of Lords. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. So we are back to our study of the Narada's way of love, and this is today we'll be speaking about who can cross the Maya. That will be our subject. And we have read these three verses, very important. Detachment, as we have specified last time, that to get out of this bondage of life and to have true devotion to our beloved Lord, it needs to some renunciation or detachment. Detachment from what? Detachment from wrong association, bad association. That was our last time we read. Wrong association which makes us forget about God. So it says, 43 verse we read, that it is, you have to get out of this bad association who are engaged in day and night in worldly thoughts and ideas, who are propelled by the tendency of worldly enjoyment only, and their character is not very respectable. You should have to shun those types of things. You will have to do. They will have to. Huh? Okay, if you cannot see the picture, you can go to youtube.com/voice of Vedanta. There also, if any difficulty here. Okay. So this new camera, it takes time to adjust. So it is happening in the Sunday lecture also. It happened some difficulty, but it will be gradually improved. So, and why it has been said? Because the second verse says that this desire, anger, it comes step by step, takes a person down to the worldliness. So that verse says, shun the evil company by all means. That was the verse number 43. We read it. And 44th verse we read, evil company should be shunned. Why? Because it leads to lust, anger, delusion, forgetfulness of the goal and the ultimate ruin. Because it brings ultimate ruin. I have told you, if you miss your transmission in the problem in Vedanta.org, you can try Voice of Vedanta. Go to YouTube, Voice of Vedanta. 45th verse then said that evil company should be shunned because no one is evil, everyone is God. But I am not into that range of understanding. I am a tender plant growing love for God. So for me, evil company should be shunned. Because why? It leads us to lust, anger, step by step. Desire something, you stopped, then it will be anger will come. Anger will lead to delusion, delusion to forgetfulness of our goal of life, and then ultimately it will destroy the journey. And then 45th verse we also read, these passions, ah, opi ime tarangaita opi ime. You may say that why we should be so careful, so much meticulous about all this to take care that I should not be indulging into bad association or any other. Because, if you go into it, it may start very mild, but it gains momentum after some time. Like any addiction, you start with addiction. You start little drinking, nothing wrong. But if one indulges into it gradually, then what happens? Then we become compulsive into it. And that makes us drown into that addiction. And we lose our sense, lose our time, energy, ability. All these are gone. So this is the warning of the sage Narada. For the good of humanity, it is that tarangaita opime, if even it becomes like a minor ripple on the surface of the ocean, you do not know. If you fetch and strong wind blows, then the same ripple will be wave and big wave, and then it will be a tsunami. It will destroy the and destroy the place and situation. So, though this karma, this desire, this krodha anger appears to be like little ripple because of our bad association, if it starts, but it takes the form of a oceanic form, and that's dangerous. As like a small spark of flint of fire, no? In the how the bonfire starts, how all these big fires we are always facing in Los Angeles or we call the California fire. How? Someone is doing something very small, some cooking or something, maybe inadvertently left that he did something to just enjoy a little heat, collected some firewood, and then carelessly leave it, and then it spread. If it is very little, but ultimately it destroys. Therefore, like a small spark of fire, it when it gets an opportunity, a fan, it takes a huge bonfire. It is like that. Therefore, be cautious not to indulge in the bad association with the bad association. And before that, we have already heard that they have guided us to be more having holy association. That we have said. Now, negatively, they are saying avoid the negative association. Those who are uh, worldly, try to at least in your early growth period, try to keep yourself away from that. And because don't undermine that it is very little, what is there in it? It will be, it is nothing, it is just only a few pieces of leaves I have collected and put a fire in it. Don't think that it is so simple. But when you put it, it may flare up. So the desire is such. Once it gets its access, it can damage the whole uh, spiritual life. So that's why the last part, the passion may at first remain like ripples, but evil company makes them rise to a huge ocean of waves. Huge ocean of wave. Hmm? Though it is ripple at the beginning, bad association make it huge. It leads you to temptation, leads you to wrong direction, eh? And then you lose your own spiritual journey. So that was the reading we have finished last time. That Dushanga Sarvadeva Tajya Kama Krodha Moho Smriti Bhangsa Buddhi Naso Sarvanasa Karanatvat, that is 44. And we read then that Tarangaita Upime, if it is even it's like a ripple, but there is the potentiality of its becoming like ocean, like a storm, like tsunami. huh? So it can be devastating ultimately. So better in spiritual life, take care. Now today read, now the question is, this is so, bad association is so difficult, and we, for our life, we are helpless someplace. Tell you, who can cross this Maya? This is difficulty, great difficulty. So this is very wonderful verse, verse number 46. So it is on the page 102 at the bottom. So what does it say? Kastarati Mayam. Who can cross these troubles or turmoils of Maya? And it is Vedantic term, but Bhakti school is using the same way. Maya is delusion. Maya makes us forget our divine self. Maya makes us a slave of the world. Maya forgets that we are Satchidananda, we are pure self, and make us feel that you are a slave of the senses. So much control over our life. So who can cross this? Kastarati, Tarati, crossing. Mayam, this Maya. Huh? Gita also said, my mama Maya durattaya. My Maya is durattaya. Duh means very difficult to cross. Maya is like a stormy river, no? And you want to cross it. It's very difficult. But not that difficult. Yeah, sangang stajati. Who can do that? Who can tyajati, give up? Who? What to give up? Sangha, association, bad association, evil association, negative thinking. You are thinking, you are not associating with anybody, but you are thinking. You are brooding over negative thoughts. Anything that you are not thinking of the God, not thinking of God, not thinking of Satchidananda, not thinking of love and compassion and holiness, any thought you think, these are your enemy. So it says, yeah, sangang stajati. First, this Maya is very difficult to cross, undoubtedly. But, yeah, sangang stajati. Those who can tyajati, throw away. Tyajati means cast off. Like you throw away what is poison. Last you throw away what is burning, a burning charcoal on my head. I'll throw away. That type of throwing away. No, I like it. Charcoal burning, but I like it. It has a little warmth. I like that warmth. We like that worldly thing. We like that. I like. This is bad, but I like it. For our normal example, when we eat something good to my favor, I eat. I know, oh, it is not good. Then I say, oh my God, I am bloating. Huh? So then we learn much later. So it is difficult. Therefore, better don't keep that. That story we read in the morning reading, that Ramakrishna said that there is a story of a doctor. The doctor uh, saw a patient and gave the medicine. Early days, they used to also prescribe what is your diet, not only medicine. Diet and medicine, both two together. Then he said, okay, come tomorrow. I'll talk about your diet. And the poor guy went back and then came again this next day. Walking, village people went further. walking about few miles and then came back again next day. And he said, oh, don't take molasses. Don't eat molasses. I said, you could have told me yesterday. Only to say the same thing, don't eat molasses. Why? What is the difference yesterday and today? Well, you know, yesterday I had few jars of molasses in my office. You may think the doctor is saying don't take molasses, but he takes. So it should be good. That's why I first removed everything. That's why today I am saying, yeah, don't eat molasses. So that is the point. Totally give up and then it will be meaningful. Otherwise, you, as we do, I know many people do that. You take diabetic medicine and at the same time eating sweets. So what's the need? Why are you disturbing your body with injection and things with the what do you call?
Because sugar drops because of the injection, so you have to take.
Yeah, anyhow, that's a different. But why do you inject then? Don't inject. You need not have to then take sweet. You inject because you have high sugar. To reduce that, you take that. But why do you take? I can eat more and inject. People do that. I'll have to eat now. I'm going to have some good sweets. Our Swami Ananda Maharaj used to do that also. Every diabetic person loves to eat sweet. The tongue, sweet tongue. And they take injection. But at the same time, so this is our condition. Therefore, no. It is said, Sangha, association, to be shunned. Bad association. Sangang, or association or attachment. Give up attachment. Jo mahanu bhavam sevate, who serves holy people. Or holy people are holy spiritual ideas. Ideal. Service to your God is what? Not only worshipping with flowers and sandal paste and thing, but carrying those spiritual ideals in life and manifesting them. So one should do that. Yo Mahanubhavam Sivate, who can serve the holy people or their ideologies. Yah Nirmamo Bhavati. Three conditions has been given here. Three ways of achieving spiritual illumination or devotion to reach the pure devotion. One, kastarati mayam, who can cross this maya, difficult to cross. Yah sangang stajati, that person who association, bad association, negative thinking, association with a person, negative person. If you live with a negative person, you will be negative after some time. The association is such a, Ramakrishna said, even a human body becomes fossil. No? This body becomes fossil. Wow. Ramakrishna said, see the association. What is the power of association? In the association of stone, this body will be stone after some time. How long you associate? No? So there is, so you have association with a person who is negative, who is not God oriented, or the ideas always keeping in your mind which is non-spiritual. These are the two things. So first, sangang stajati, sangha, association, attachment. Give up that. Second, yo mahanu bhavam sevate, who is serving holy men and holy ideas. And third, yo nirmamo bhavati, who becomes nirmamo is a Sanskrit word. Nirmamo means heartless. So don't take that meaning. Nirmamo means nih mama. Not mine. Not me, not mine. The world belongs to God, not me, not mine. Some people misunderstand this. You are spiritual, means you'll be heartless like a stone. Someone is suffering, ठीक है, what's there in it? This is not spirituality.
Selfish.
Selfish to the utmost. If anything happens to him, he will take your help. And when someone is suffering, oh, to karma, oh, because of his karma, bad karma. Oh, he's suffering. Let him suffer. Some people are so idiotic. They say, oh, they are suffering, we should not interfere in their karma. Wow, what a philosophy. Huh? What a nonsense philosophy. Then all the holy people, Christ, Buddha, Shankara, and all of them came. They should not come in the world. But everyone is their karma. What is the business of coming and interfering in their karma? So our gurus should not come in our life to interfere. They are interfering in our karma. This type of wrong interpretation is bad. So nirmama means ni mama. Me and mindness, selfishness should be eradicated. So that person can cross this Maya. So the translation here on page 102 of this book, 46 verse says, who indeed overcome Maya? He who gives up all attachment, who serves the great ones, and who is freed from the sense of I and mine. I and mine. Rather it will be, O Lord, it is thee and thine. He will give up this me and mine, I and mine, and then he will be thinking, O Lord, it is thee, it is thou, and it is thine. Everything belongs to you, not me and mine. Now, what is Maya? Maya here refers to ignorance that hides the reality. Man's true nature is divine, but through some inscrutable power known as Maya or ignorance, the divinity within us remains covered. We know that's a Vedantic topic discussion every day we do. We are all divine, but we do not know that divinity. But what has made this? Ignorance. Ignorance in collective sense, we call it Maya. I am also in that ignorance. You are also in that ignorance. Millions of people are in ignorance. By chance, a few may have opened their eyes and they understand it is the play of Maya which makes you feel that you are limited. So it says that ignorance, that man's true nature is divine, but through some inscrutable power. That inscrutable power is the Maya Shakti. Or ignorance or Maya, the divinity within us remains covered. We have divinity, but we are neither aware of it, neither we can manifest that divinity. This is due to Maya. Now, the self, the Atman, is one with Brahman. This self, limited self, in me, what is that? Aham is a Brahman. Aham Brahmasmi. That is the one unchangeable reality within us. But through ignorance, the capital self in us, capital self, mind it, becomes identified with the non-self, that which is not the. What is the non-self? This body made of flesh and bone. I think I am the body. The level of energy in my body is the prana. We call it I am the prana. I am weak today. I am not weak. I am Satchidananda. But no, I feel very weak today. Huh? How do you say you are weak? You are not weak. Ignorance is covering the infinite power and telling that I am weak. My body, mind, similarly, your intellect, I cannot grasp this. It is so big a thought, I cannot understand. That's your intellect, not you. And normally say ego sense, I I did it. Do I know? I can change it. I can do it. So this is also small I. This small I has come because of ignorance or Maya. And is not aware of his divinity. We as human, considering himself as finite, limited, and bound. Ignorance has done this mischief, where we are all infinite, pure, and full of bliss. They have said, you are impure, you are small, you are finite, you are worthless, you are idiot. And we are happy with that idiot. I am an idiot, I am an idiot. But never I say I am the Atman or I am the child of the Lord. This Maya or ignorance is a matter of fact, the coupling of the real and the unreal, a juxtaposition. It is, you are seeing real as unreal and unreal as real. Real, Satchidananda, God everywhere. To me, it is unreal. It is not here. I don't see anywhere. Real as unreal. And unreal, this world, these people, this man, woman, the trees, sun, moon, everything is unreal, changing. I think this is real. So this opposite thing are happening. This Maya or ignorance is a matter of fact. It's a fact. Maya is a fact. Why? We live in Maya. We dream in Maya. We eat in Maya. Somebody say, where is Maya? I don't understand. No. We are, every breathing is going in Maya. If you are beyond Maya, you will feel that you have no breath. You are not the body. You are not the, neither this world like it. The coupling of the real and the unreal produced by our ignorance is a process universally evident in our daily life. Shankara points out that it is obvious and needs no proof that the object which is the non-self and the subject which is the self are opposed to each other like light and darkness and cannot be still less their respective attributes. Sattva, Anrita, they are like light and darkness. Shankara says that darkness and light cannot go side by side. Where there is light, there is no darkness. Where there is darkness, there is no light. But you are just juxtaposing one's idea. Light, the consciousness is forgotten, and then the darkness, the world appearing in diverse form has become real. So Shankara says that light and darkness cannot be identified, still less their respective attribute. Yet, through some inscrutable power, that is called Maya, through some inscrutable power, a man who in reality is the unchangeable, blissful Atman, superimposes upon himself the nature of the attributes of the non-self, coupling the real and the unreal. And as a matter of course, he identifies himself with the body's mental, physical attributes and actions. We say, I am fat or I am tired without ever stopping to consider what this I is. Huh? It is you're describing your body, either describing your mind, or you're describing your experience. But what you are, you are not telling that. You do not know that. That is the point. This is the Maya. We go further. We claim purely external objects and conditions for our own. We demand, this belongs to me. This external thing, this belongs to me. This property mine. That house is mine. It is so we claim purely external objects and conditions for our own. We announce that I am a Democrat or that the house belongs to me. We identify our ego more or less with every object in the universe. And all the while, the inner self, the inner dwelling on God, looks on, utterly detached from these moods or antics. No? Who is sitting inside the Atman, he is detached. He says, oh my God, I am doing everything and they are taking all the credit. The witness consciousness. Do you understand all this or not?
I have a confusion like this. Like say the small, like the in we know in science, light dissolves light. If you have the polar solvent like water, it will dissolve the polar solute. Similarly, like that, the unreal eye think the unreal as a real, and real eye sees the reality as real. So why we are connecting with the words forgetting, remember, understanding? There are two separate things. One
There
is
is
the
no two
reality.
separate thing. That is your misconception. That is the always we are thinking. There is no two separate thing. Only reality is the pure consciousness. The question is that uh, consciousness is consciousness. That's the one thing, and world is world. That's another thing. Why you are mixing up?
No. I'm saying that I am unreal. The small I is unreal, and that is why I am considering this world of Maya as real.
Okay.
So this I, the unreal I, cannot comprehend that big one.
Good.
And the big one is always seeing the thing real. To it is this world of Maya never comes.
That's okay. That's what. What is the
So
problem?
it will go like parallel forever.
No, no. His vision is not the point. The who is the Atman? That Atman is always ever shining. We are not concerned about him. We are concerned about we who are suffering here. Why are you suffering? Because you think this, but you are not that you are that. That's why comparison comes. You are a beggar, many people. Huh? There is a story, a king became crazy. He lost his brain. And he became a beggar. And he was going door to beg. Yeah? Not knowing he is the king of the world, of this country. So we are in reality, this person who is saying I with this body mind, it is a problem, his problem. That problem is this cosmic person has no problem. So we are not comparing that. We are comparing that we are that, but we are forgotten. We are thinking this. How you are thinking? That's the spell of Maya. How to get out of that? Now is the question. So it is our question and very pertinent and very necessary. Otherwise, then no need of study of scriptures or spiritual practice or anything. So these are important because we are in suffering. We are thinking that we are so little and so conditioned, but actually we are not. So how to get into that? That they are talking about. This has happened because of this wrong interpretation. It is intellectually the Shankara or the Swami is explaining that Shankara's idea that in ignorance we have done this mistake. Though I am pure, but I am a mad guy now. I lost my brain. And I'm thinking that I'm Swami Sarvadevananda. What a need. Because why are you Sarvadevananda? Who are you? It's in Maya you are thinking like that. It is changing, but you are not this. Though it appears you are never this, you are never there, you will never be like that. But it is a deep delusion. And that's called Maya. That's the terminology. It cannot be explained. Why? That why is that? It's Maya. Why? It is ignorance. So that's why it says, the Shankara points out that in evident, it is obvious that needs no proof that the object which is non-self and the subject which is the self capital are opposite to each other. Non-self is matter. It's called chit jara. One is consciousness, one is jara means matter. They are opposite to each other, like light and darkness, and they cannot be identified. Still, less their respective attributes. One's attribute is Satchidananda, birthless, deathless, beyond time, beyond space, beyond causation. Another is born in time, with limited with the space, and there is a cause of the birth of us. For our desires, we are born. And on the other side, My real self is never bound by all these restrictions. So they are opposite qualities. But still, due to Maya, inscrutable power of Maya, we feel that we have become like that. In reality, we have never. It is truth remains the truth. When Maya will be dropped, Maya dropped, veil will be lifted, then all of us will smile. They say, wow, what a play of Maya we are in. With the magical power of Maya, that we are in delusion, that we are bound, we were born, we are crying, I am helpless, I am healthy, I am unhealthy, all these misconception. This is really go. As a matter of course, one identifies oneself with the body's mental, physical attributes and actions. Because that happened, I identify not with myself ever. How much we read Vedanta or Bhakti, we always say, I am the body, I am the mind, I am this. Therefore, we say, that's why you normally say that I have gained weight, I have become weak, I have become little sick. The Atman cannot be sick. That God, pure self, cannot be. Now he goes to the next paragraph on page 103. We go further, we claim purely external objects and conditions for our own. We announce that I am a Democrat or I am a Republican or this house belongs to me. I identify our ego more or less with every object in the universe. I, me. And all the while, the inner self, who is inside, dwelling God, looks on, utterly detached from these moods and antics, yet making them all possible by leading to the mind the light of consciousness, without which Maya could not exist. If there is no Brahman, Maya cannot exist. But without Maya, Brahman can exist. But Maya cannot exist without Brahman. The waves can be there, cannot be there without the ocean. But the ocean can be there when there is no wave. This is the two very important points. Maya must need Brahman because it comes out of Brahman. But Brahman does not need the help of Maya. Brahman can stay without Maya. That is the pure state of our, that's the self. That we call God. In sweet language, we call it God. It is the intelligent. Uh, this Maya, again, is universal. It's not that I am under the spell of Maya, you are under the spell of Maya, everyone in the world is under the spell of Maya. It is in the intelligent, it is in the learned man as well as in the ignorant one. Only when knowledge dawns, this being the direct experience of the Atman, only then does this Maya vanish. So the Maya will vanish when? When the knowledge will dawn. When the light comes, darkness removes. In darkness, we are frightened. Suppose you are in such odd place alone, in darkness. So much more fear, anxiety, worries will be there. When someone brings the light and then you see things like daylight, then your fear gone. So similarly, that's why Bhagavan says in the Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna says on page 104 of this book, how hard to break through is my Maya. Huh? Made of the three gunas, made of the gunas. But he who takes refuge within me only shall pass beyond Maya, he and no other. No? Eh? Dura mama Maya durattaya. This Maya is inscrutable power by which everyone is bewildered. That is very difficult to cross. But mamivo ye prapaddante. Anyone who takes refuge in me, surrenders under me. He says, that I redeem him. This Maya, they can cross Maya easily, those who take refuge in me, because I am the Lord, I am the Master. I have created everything. So you take refuge in me. Maya, crossing Maya is nothing. That's why we every prayer evening we say, like a hoop print. Like you don't crossing a hoop print. Hoop print, when the cows go or horses go, they make a little hole there. And if water accumulates, that's the hoop print water. So you are walking. Will you be fearful and frightened? Oh, how shall I cross this hoop print water? That means no. It is ridiculous. Nothing for you. To cross Maya is nothing for you if you take refuge in God. That is the point. Every day we say, Bhavu Gospada Vari Jathai. Who takes refuge in you, Ramakrishna? This world, crossing this Maya, this world, is like a little hoop print water. It can be easily overcome. That is no question. To take refuge in God, to surrender ourselves completely to Him, is the way to go beyond Maya. We have already considered this ideal of self-surrender. Now, let us consider what else Narada has to say about the way in which this Maya can be overcome. So what he says? He who gives up all attachment. Jo Sangang Stajuti, first part of the mantra. What does it mean? It is the attachment to worldliness which has been defined in two words by Ramakrishna: lust and greed. Where we are attached? We are attached to millions of things in the world. But you can categorize it into two groups, either lust or greed. Lust is in the heart of everyone, and when it goes for worldly thing, it is dangerous. And for a spiritual person, there's nothing wrong for people who want to be in the world. Let them do and enjoy whatever they like. But for spiritual people, lust is one of the barrier. So lust. So it says there, which has been defined in two words, lust and greed. You have something, but greed want another. You have one car, you want another car. There's another house, another house. One in Paris, one in Santa Barbara, one in London, one in how long? Many rich people have house all over the globe. Beautiful, beautiful sight.
What about degree? If I have one PhD,
You want another PhD? Go on. Your life is gone. Good. You get another degree, another PhD. Good. But what else ultimately? Ultimately, for spiritual seeker, it is a wastage of time. Those who are wanted to be in the world, make name, fame, power, position as their goal, that's okay. The whole world is going on. It's not civilization is coming out because of that, because the world is developing, science is developing, technology is developing. That's good for this worldly sense. But in spiritual sense, what does it mean? You spend your more years in useless study, and when you will die, all your books, all your knowledge, where it will go? So this is for a seeker of truth, an intense seeker of truth. This is an obstacle. It is no very attractive object. So he who gives up all attachment. What is this attachment? It is our attachment to the worldliness, which has been defined in two words, lust and greed. My master, means Swami Brahmananda, used to explain the practice of austerity as controlling the passions and restraining the sense organs from giving towards their object. This needs struggle and practice on the part of the spiritual aspirant. So, how to control this? That means you need some spiritual practice, restraining the sense organs, going so it should not go outward, it will be looking inside. So it does not happen easily, it needs struggle. That's why it's called sadhana. Struggle means sadhana. What is sadhana? A meditation, prayer, bhajan, singing, study, holy, listening to holy talks, meditating yourself, analyzing the life, analyzing the world, how fickle, how momentary is this, no? So these are the things. To quote Bhagavad Gita again in this connection, Arjuna says, Krishna, you describe this yoga as a life of union with Brahman, but I do not see how this can be permanent. How this can be permanent? How the mind is so very restless. Arjuna continues, restless man's mind is so strongly shaken in the grip of the senses. Senses are holding as if the neck. Grows and grows and grown hard with the stubborn desire. Desire has put it, make it stronger. For what is the world? What is worldly? How shall I tame it? Truly, I think the wind is no wilder. Huh? So, how can I get out of this Maya? How can I control my mind, which is being so stubborn? I want to think of God, but in every day I meditate, and after 1 hour I come out, I see 1 hour the mind has taken me to all the nooks and corners of unnecessary objects. I wanted to sit meditation to tell everyone I am now meditating. So, what to meditate? That you are meditating on what? But what you meditated really, look at your heart. After 1 hour you come out, then you are always going here and that thought and this thought and that thought. Not here, what you wanted to do. So how can I do that? Mind is so stubborn. Mind is holding my neck. I cannot do that. Sri Krishna answered, yes, Arjun, the mind is restless, no doubt, and hard to subdue, but it can be brought under control. How? By constant practice. Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha grijyate. By abhyas, practice, repeated practice, and vairagya, detach. No, it is not good for your spiritual life, throw away. No, it is not good for your health, don't eat that food. Don't keep that food in your room. If you go by the side, don't move on that foot sidewalk where it is sold. Huh? Swamiji used to do that when he was an early young boy. He was so idealistic. He will not walk on the same sidewalk. On that sidewalk side, there is a theatrical hall. He is so idealistic. Theatrical is mundane, worldly. No? So he will not walk there. He will cross the road and go the other way. Avoid from distance. Duram tajo. From distance, if you want to be sincere, spiritual seeker, it is not the question of anyone and everyone. Where certainly, if a man has no control over his ego, he will find this yoga difficult to master. But a self-controlled man can master it if he struggles hard and uses the right means. So you have to take the right means and you have to struggle hard. St. Augustine referred to this as steadfast self-discipline. Steadfast self-discipline and cleansing the soul. Much dust and dirt is there. Clean it, clean. In the Chandogya Upanishad we read, when the food is purified, the heart becomes pure. When the heart is pure, there is constant recollectedness of God. What is meant by food being purified? Food refers not only to what we eat, to the mouth, but also to what we gather through the doors of our senses, eyes, ears, etc. It is so easy to eat pure food. Physical purity is easily achieved. But the most important thing is to attain mental purity, purity of the heart, The great ones who have attained it tells us that we do not have to turn away from sense objects or withdrawn from the world, but that we must move among the sense objects without attachment or aversion. Huh? You have a good food, have it. And then don't carry it in your mind, I'll have to have that. If it comes, okay. If it does not come, that's also okay. Feel free. You live in the objects of senses, sensory objects. We'll have to live. We are living in the society. We are living in a place. Huh? In kitchen, you go, maybe all things are open and you can grab. You will eat or not eat, it is yours. Control is yours. Let there be food, but I won't take. So that control we miss. So that's why it is guarding us. What we most move sense objects without attachment or aversion. Thus, it is the food becomes purified. And when the food becomes purified, the heart becomes purified. You see, again, food does not mean the mouth. Food means what I am seeing through the eyes, what I am hearing through my ears, what I am smelling, what I am touching. All are included, what you take. Those food should be God. You take God through all the senses. See godly thing through the eyes. Hear, listen, godly message of the scriptures or holy thing, holy. Huh? Is a fragrance. Yes, wave incense and take that fragrance, offered blessings of the Lord. So everything what you take from blessings of God. And when the food that the way becomes purified, then the heart becomes purified, and then comes constant recollectedness of God. And then constant remembrance of God will then come because you are seeing God, hearing God, smelling God, tasting God, touching God. Huh? When you offer flower, you think that you are touching the feet of the Lord. You feel that way. It's a question of mind. So if one does that through all the senses, when you eat, you think you are eating prasad. When you are seeing something, you see, I am seeing God in this form. When you are hearing, here that is the Lord's message is coming. Or everything is the Omkara. All words are nothing but Omkara in different permutation and combination. Jato suno karnapute, sabi mayer mantra bate. Ram Prasad is singing, or Kamalakanto, either of them. Jato suno karnapute, whatever you are hearing through your ear, not the Gita mantra or anything, any bad, good, whatever you are hearing, it is only Mother's holy name. Because all the words, letters, Mother. That's why in puja time we do Ang Namo, Ing Namo, Ing Namo, all the letters. They are all not ordinary. It is the powerful Mother's manifestation, God manifesting in the form of sound. So constant recollectedness in this connection means the state in which the mind runs towards God like a steady stream without any break caused by any sort of distraction. The illustration given is of the oil poured from one vessel to another. Okay, so we can end here, and I don't want to go further, but we will start again from here. So this is very important and very interesting discussion, that how, in one word, according to Bhakti school, how you can cross Maya. Huh? There comes this practice. Do this practice. Through your eyes, try to see God. Only use your ear to hear what is godly. Eat food not without offering God or thinking I am feeding the mother inside. Another idea. What I am eating, I am not eating. In me is the divine mother or Ramakrishna. I am feeding him. Huh? So connect everywhere with God. That will be satsanga. Mahat. Again, sangang stajati mahanubhavam sevate. First sangat tag. He's saying, get out of the wrong association and identification with this body. and thinking that I am eating, I am seeing, it is my pleasure. No, I am not there. It is mother. I am nowhere. Oh mother, you are in me. I am feeding you. Ahar karo, mone karo. When you eat, you think, ahuti dei samamare. Ahar karo, mone karo. Ahuti dei samamare. Manavoli bhajo Kali. Oh my mind, worship Mother Kali. ইচ্ছা হয় তোর যে আচারে, with whatever with the flowers, fruits, or anything you want to offer, whatever upachar items you get, yeah, or jato shuno karnapute, as many things you are hearing through your ear, sabi mayer mantra bate, all are the mantras of mother. Kali panchasad varnamai. Kali Panchashat Varnamai. Kali is of the 50th form, 50 forms. In Sanskrit, 50 letters are there. A, I, E, U, Ka, Kha, Ga, Gha, all this, no? Kali, these are all Mother Kali. These are the Borno. They are the color of Mother. Varnamai. Borne, Borne, Rupodhare. And in each form, it is she, Mother. So think that every word you are hearing, it is only combination and permutation of the words, letters. And each letter is Mother. So the combination should be Mother. So think that way. Huh? So that would be the attitude. Then only Maya one can overcome. Okay? Thank you. So we will wait for some questions if there is any. No question. Okay, then it's good. Or it is waiting for the last moment. So this is very interesting verse, no? That three methods have been mentioned here. We have to be remembering 3 points. One is your attachment, gives up attachment to the worldly things. Sangang stajati. Second point, who is serving, we have not explained that, who is worshipping or adoring the holy people or holy ideas, who can give up his ego sense, I, me, mine. Or he will say, oh Lord, this body is yours. It is yours. You try to take care. I am nobody. I am only just your servant to serve your purpose. Huh? The brother asks to serve. Ass, what is the purpose of the ass? To serve the master. No? So I feed this ass only to serve you. So just to make God as the primary, and give up rest to the world. So we can end here. Huh? Yeah, announcement for 7:30. We'll have our Nectar of Supreme Knowledge next, this 7:30 tonight. Okay? And tomorrow also will be there. Okay, we'll tell that later, but I can tell you now. Tomorrow is Tuesday, Wednesday. What is there? Morning? No. Morning will be morning meditation. Tomorrow's meditation will be shifted to Saturday. 10 a.m. To more people can then join. It is a working day, Tuesday. Though there many of you are working from home, but may not be able to afford the time at 10 o'clock from work. So better, that's why we have removed the class from Tuesday, Wednesday to Saturday at 10 o'clock, same. But tomorrow evening there will be a gospel class. Thank you. 7:30 also. Okay, Jaima, thank you. Eh?